All right, just give everything a minute to get where it's supposed to be. Um, Looks like I'm in the right place. Okay. Hey, Janie, thanks for being here. So, my name is Christy Hillock. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Murray, Utah, and my business is CJ Card Creations, and I'm so glad that you are joining me this evening. Tonight, I am going to show you how to make a treat holder for Valentine's. So just this cute, really actually simple box that I think you're going to enjoy. Hey, Julie. All right, so a couple of things I want to tell you first. I've put in the links, in the description of the video, links to my class to go for this month, which is based on the Hello Beautiful bundle, which has some amazing dies and really nice stamps. And these are not part of the class, but they are just a couple of samples of, what it's going to sort of look like. So make sure you don't miss that. The deadline for that is the 15th. And my calendar is linked so you can register for all of my other classes. My next in-person class is February 14th, which is Valentine's. So we're going to have a little Galentine's party. And today is the last day to sign up for the Safari Celebration Paper Pumpkin. And then a new kit registration will start tomorrow, and it's going to be a good one. So make sure that you are getting those paper pumpkins. The Safari Celebration has 9 card bases of 3 designs, uplifting sentiments, and some really nice rich colors. So I think that's going to be a good kit too. Thank you both for sharing. That does remind me, I need to always remind everyone, if you like and share my videos, then I will enter you in a drawing for, usually it's a pack of cards. Susan won this week, so congratulations. And when you share, make sure that you write shared in the comments of this video so that I know, because some of the privacy settings don't allow me to see who has shared the video. So I think with that, we are going to get going. So here's this cute little box, and this bundle, I'm not a big Valentine's person, honestly. I think it's just a Hallmark holiday personally. But now that my kids are getting a little bigger and they get to do lots of fun things for Valentine's at school, and hey, Jane, just different reasons, I kind of really love this set. So these are the stamps, and they're totally based on conversation hearts, which I don't know. Hey, Aunt Pat, who eats those? Because they taste like chalk to me, but that's okay. They're super cute and they're classic Valentines. But the dies, so these linked hearts are beautiful, and I think they can be used for so many different things. This little label die is going to be great, and we're going to use that. And then there's kind of a banner and a smaller one, and then just you can cut out a ton of hearts with one pass through your cut and emboss machine, which is always handy. So let me show you how we're going to do this. And all of the dimensions are in the description of this video as well. Boxes are a little more challenging, but I don't think that this is one of the more complex ones. So hopefully you guys will agree once you've watched and then had a minute to work on one yourself. So I'm just going to bring in my Stampin' Trimmer if I can make some space. I swear earlier I'm in the middle of like 4 different classes and things that I'm working on. And so yeah, I was doing this in my lap, literally, because I was out of workspace. So maybe tomorrow I'll take a minute and clean. So I've got this piece of Blushing Bride, and it is 7 3/4 by 9. So I'm going to turn this so that I'm scoring on the long side, and I need to score at 1/2 inch, which is just right there. And then at 3 1/4. Okay. And at 4 3/4, and at 7 1/2. So there is that, and now I'm going to rotate this a quarter turn, and I'm going to score at 1 1/2 and at 6 1/4, which is a little bit of a trick because it's right here in the foldy part, but that's okay. All right, so there is that. Now I'm going to just go ahead and burnish all of these score lines. And you guys may be wondering what is in this box, and I will show you at the end, once we're putting it all together. But it's just little treats that are easily found. So, and I think this design of box can be fairly easily adapted to whatever treat you're wanting to put in it, which is nice. So it's all one piece. It comes from one piece of cardstock. So all reasons why it's just a really handy box to have in your back pocket when you need something like this. So now that I've got all of those lines burnished, I am going to find my snips. And they are actually where they're supposed to be, which is shocking. All right, so I'm going to come over here and just cut on this skinny 1/2 inch strip. This is going to be the tab that closes the box. So I'm just going to get rid of these, and I will lay out this so that you can take a screenshot if you want to once I get it all trimmed up and everything. Okay, so now this part is going to fold up and be the front of the box. So I want to cut here and here so that I have smooth, let's see, that might actually not be the way I meant to do it. So I could have cut here like I did, and now the front of the box will have that seam. Or had I chosen to cut here, then the seam would have been not quite as noticeable, but this is totally fine. So I'm going to just trim down these tabs a little bit so that the box closes a little more easily. In the past, I've referred to this as mitering, but I'm not 100% sure that I'm using that properly. So if any of you knows, that would be great information for me to have. Okay, now I'm going to cut this little tab loose. And then again, just clean this up a bit. So we have all been sick at my house, except somehow my son has not gotten it, I think, but you know, who knows? I'm sure it's coming. So this made productivity much lower than I would have liked for it to be this week. But, you know, we're getting by. So Emily has decided that because she's sick, she gets to watch extra. So now, even though I'm pretty sure she's better, she tells me, I'm sick, I need to watch. So that's going to be a fun battle to fight as she's actually getting better. Okay, so this is all trimmed up. If you want to grab a screenshot of that. And now we're going to just get some glue on here. So we'll fold up these little tabs first. So do you all have big weekends planned? There's a lot going on between Valentine's and football game, and there's a ton of basketball on right now. I think we will probably just have the game on Sunday, but not make too big of a deal of it. My husband, in his funny way, wants to have healthy snacks to watch the game. So I'm pretty sure we're having like carrot sticks. So nothing too crazy. Glad to hear you'll be watching football too, Jane. How's Brad doing with his knee? Is he feeling better? All right, so I am just bringing this box to where it will close, it's nice and square. Ooh, meatballs, that's always a good one. All right, so as you can see, now this is just going to close, except that these tabs are a little bit big. So there's no, let's see, we'll do this nice and straight. So I'm just gonna cut off like half an inch. Oh, maybe not quite half an inch. This is one of those things that, might be better thought of before you glue it closed. So let's try. Nope, we're just gonna use scissors. I mean, I agree, Janie, but I also don't feel like doing a lot of cooking for just the four of us, and two of those being picky kids who won't eat anything anyway. So I think we're gonna do a pork roast and shred it for sandwiches and call it good. All right, so now our cute little box will close, and that's that. So really quite simple. It's, again, just so nice that it is one piece. So what goes in here are these cute little Debbie snack cakes. And I thought the fact that they were blushing bride in color was just too perfect. So this is what the box looks like. I haven't eaten them. Those treats are fairly reliable, especially for kids' lunches and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and put those in there and close up this box, although my tab is not wanting to close. There we go. Okay, so we're going to just get some glue on the back of our designer series paper, and this paper is the Sweet Talks paper. Sweet Talk, I don't know. I put it somewhere. There it is. So Sweet Talk, and it is on low inventory, which I guess isn't surprising since we are coming right up to Valentine's. But if you want it, you should definitely get it ordered, because you just never know with the supply chains and everything the way they are now, if it will come back in stock before the end of this catalog, which I think it goes through April. I should know that, but all right. So I'm going to let that set for a second, and I will just pull in the rest of the pack of designer series paper so that you can see. I mean, it's just so fun, and you can see I've chopped up a ton of it too. Some of them are really not Valentine's-y at all, which I think is great. And I love these hearts. And this rainbow stripy piece is fun. So yeah, definitely a set that you might want to consider getting, even if you're not big on Valentine's. And then I'm going to also use this faux linen ribbon that's part of the suite. And we will tie a nice little bow here. I thought about gluing the designer series paper on top of the ribbon, and I just decided that that was going to be too complicated, and so I skipped it. All right. I'm glad you ordered the paper, Jane. I really think the colors are nice, just a little bit softer than some of what we have sometimes. So, all right, so there is that cute little bow. Get this centered up here, and okay, set that aside. So now we can actually do a little bit of stamping if I can find some blocks. And I have already cut out that tag in Vellum, so we'll use that. Let's see. And then we are going to bring in a piece of Highland Heather to cut our little envelope. So that's just going to go like that. And this die is really nice because it scores these fold lines for you, so it's super easy to use. And now I've got some basic white here, and my ink pads and my stamps. So we need, let's see if I'm clever enough to do this the way I want to with just one inking, because I know you guys know how to stamp. Oh no, you lost the stamp. That's such a bummer when that happens. Oh, that's upside down. Yeah, I've got weird stuff stuck to all sorts of places, and so there's no telling what I don't even know that I've lost. But hopefully yours will come back and you'll be able to use it at some point, even if it's not for Valentine's this year. All right, so I'm going to put those on there. And I think that is, oh no, we need one more run of red. Honestly, there's not a great reason why I'm doing the stamping like this, but it works, whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in, these are kind of filler stamps, so just set these guys on here, and then I'll pick them up with a block so that they're all right where I want them. You'll find it in time for St. Patrick's Day. I mean, you know, those little, oh my gosh, I can't even think what the little leprechauns, there we go. The leprechauns need love too, so maybe it would be okay. That is actually a good point though, Jane, because I've seen a lot of hearts used to make a 4-leaf clover for St. Patrick's Day. So just another way that you can get a little more value out of your Valentine's stamps. Okay, so there's that. I don't love how I hit that one over there, so pull this off and do it again. It's really hard to line these up when you can't get right over your stamps. And last one. We'll see how I did. I think that'll work. So I really like the way the Blushing Bride fills in these red outlines. So I had fun putting that together. Just going to clean all of this before I have red ink going onto everything. Now with these photopolymer stamps, you'll notice that mine are pink, and that's just staining from the red dyes that I've used, red inks that I've used. It doesn't hurt the stamps, it's just makes them a little easier to find on your table. So now we're going to bring in our cute little cut and emboss machine. That's another thing that's really nice about this set of dies. They all will fit through the mini machine. So if you haven't invested in a big one yet, this is a handy set to have. So let's get this on here. All right, we'll see how easily this goes through today without shaking the whole table. Yep, can't do it. Sorry, got to take this off camera because I just hate how this table shakes. All right, and there is that little piece. So as you can see, there's the score lines, and you just fold them and throw some glue on there, and you've got this cute little envelope. So I think, yeah, so there's that. Now I am going to work a little harder at getting these all situated, just because when you're trying to cut out a stamped image like this and then do more than one, they move a lot. And we don't have magnetic plates for these machines. I think maybe someday, I don't know. They've been back and forth on production and design and everything, and I'm just not sure it's going to happen for this, but we can certainly hope. So get all of these on here. Oh, sad. Oh my goodness. I really thought that I spaced them enough. I think that should do. All right, and then I'm just going to bring in a strip of Post-it tape. And of course, everything moved when I put that on here. So just double check position. And we're almost there. Hopefully you guys aren't getting totally bored of watching me try to line up different things. Okay, so get this here and get this to run on through. Jane, we'll have to talk about the plates. I don't know. This machine can be a little finicky, but we should be able to get it sorted out for you. Okay, so there is all of that. And I'm just going to throw my dies back in my little magnetic bowl so that I don't lose them, because that would be sad. I don't know if you guys saw my post a week or two ago. I found a stray die just in a folder of cardstock that I didn't even know the die was missing. So I'm really glad I found it before I realized, because it's a really nice label. But they are easy to misplace. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just make this little envelope. And just going to do a dab of glue here, close that, and then a little bit of glue there, so maybe a little bit more. It's hard to tell how much to do until you kind of fold it closed once. All right, so we'll just hold that now to let it dry. Honestly, I know Jane gave me a larger one, and then this little one, I think maybe my mom sent me. So, Jane, where did you find that big one? Was it an auto parts store or maybe Amazon? This doesn't even have a brand name or anything. So, it's super handy though. And I don't know if I should, it's very strong. Those puppies aren't going anywhere. So, all right, thank you. Amazon is amazing, and someday we are going to be so sad that we have let them take over our world, but they're really handy. So I'm just going to build my little hearts now. So I want these guys to fit like they're kind of floating up out of my envelope. And wow, I'm having trouble picking stuff up today. I don't love how this one shifted, so I'm actually going to layer these so that that is less noticeable, hopefully. So something kind of like that. And I think this will be better with glue dots because I just don't feel like fiddling with liquid glue all over everything. So it was 50 something degrees here today. It was so nice and so wrong. We're still supposed to be in winter, and we were just outside playing and having a nice time. I don't know. I'm worried about the state of our reservoirs because we have had minimal snow this year, or at least since Christmas. So my husband is very unhappy because skiing has just not been as great as he was hoping. Okay, so there is all of that. Now for this part, I will go ahead and put some glue. And tuck this right there. And we'll do a little glue dot on this guy. And just put it like it's closing the envelope there. And I think maybe I'll do that one just there, or should we skip that? Oh, now it's gone. The little ones are a little bit tougher to use. Maybe just right here. So, trying to think if there's anything else exciting. I think I mentioned that next month's paper pumpkin is actually going to be a 2 stamp set kit, which they usually do in March because March is the birthday month. So that's always really fun. And it looks like, I think I saw it's going to go with the New Horizons collection, which, to be honest, is one that I have just not even paid much attention to. But this kit, of course, made it look like, oh, you know, it's going to be beautiful and maybe I should be getting that too. So we'll see what happens. Okay, and then the last thing that I wanted to add in here is this little strip of hearts. But I think maybe we'll go kind of like that. All right, so I just need to get a little glue dot on there. And I know that I have flipped this upside down, and I did that on purpose because there's a little bit of red ink just right there, and I don't want that to show. So, try this. Okay, that should do. And now I'm just going to pop these on with dimensionals, if I can find those. All right, and I did go a little bit heavy with the dimensionals on this just because it is a 3D, and so most likely will be moved around and messed with a little bit more than a card would be. So get this just like that. All right, and there is our fabulous little box. So I hope that you enjoyed this project, and if you make any version of it, I would love to see it. Jane, let's talk about your plates the next time I see you. See if we can figure out what's going on. Oh, and I did put some Wink of Stella on one of these hearts, so let's come back in and we'll just cover this one and this one. One gift style is always a great addition to any project. So there you go. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that you loved this, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks. Bye.